They're all demotivational posters with self-awareness like a meth smoker. They're thinking straight as a roller coaster. Have you seen their Williams clip on Biden? These fools have tempers worse than Poseidon. Watch their lack of integrity widen cause what he said about Trump's more strident. His pageants are like Michael Vick's pet stores. Monopoly with real buildings abhorred. Thoughts on his daughter would cause an uproar in Arkansas where incest is ignored because there's no state without inbreeding. That's why the right is being misleading, misusing Williams like they're succeeding.
I don't wanna go. I don't wanna go. I see the other skydivers spinning. Terminal velocity beginning. Iron spikes below. Iron spikes below. The death knell. Why do I hear bells ringing? Someone behind me gave me a prompt push. Well, I think I see a blackberry bush. I envision angels, with harps, singing. Hopefully, that means I won't be too smushed. And I think I saw this all in a dream. The fear circulating through my bloodstream. Everything passed by with the sound of whoosh. It all suddenly stopped. I see a beam. I wake up. Years have passed. How does it seem?
The most parlous place must be Ohio. It must be crawling with the worst psychos. The most dangerous ones do no real harm. Always be on the lookout for Joe Blow. Sandwiches are enough to set an alarm. Obviously needed to be disarmed. The kingpin must have been his grandmother. Someone's got to be buying the farm. The hatchet man must have been his brother. When one excuse fails, then find another. But don't worry. They're really on this case. Now we are from one extreme to the other. Maybe deputies were led on a chase. No, it's unjustified in any space.
Racists believe it's better than black gangs. They describe the mafia with honor. They must have watched too many gangster films. Witness to their crimes. Now you're a goner. The mafia was harder to defang. Friends are family of enemies. Kill 'em. Then bombings, kidnappings, and injuries. Men of honor. Yeah, like sociopaths. They had no regard for casualties. They did wholesale slaughter. Total bloodbaths. Let's not forget the cops and their payroll. You can give me the street gangs any day. At least they're much easier to control. Heck, the mafia had them on their pay.
Let's impute him with piles of disrepute. Do you blame him for job growth? Let's refute. He wrecked the census with a questionnaire. He cut down some trees bearing the best fruit. Smashed social security, flunked health care. Ghoulish foolish sec rule would have you scared. If you want to strike or protest, good luck. His pandemic response was a nightmare. Keep those meat plants open. We need ground chuck. Workers want to bargain? Sorry, they're stuck. Let's try offshoring, and cut workers' tips. Keep overvaluing the US buck. Now to work a crane, all miners equip. Isn't it great how workers' rights were stripped? Big Ivan annihilates the limnosket, while 32 megajoules destroys pi. A typing monkey is a great playwright. He wrote a script that would make Shakespeare cry. He even outsold Hamlet in tickets, while the Coke snowflakes descended that night. Did I mention the Chilean earthquake? Its tsunamis divided the zero in less time than Zeno's tortoise would take, and in less time than Achilles would go, like a trillion watts added to your beer. That's utopian and 54 proof. That would make IBM's Roadrunner bleared. Now, everything's unfolded in a poof.
There were slaves enabling Confederates. They became modern-day degenerates. They tell the same white, Caucasian lies as all historical illiterates. They'd make sure the free states are demonized as their families are being merchandised. They'd claim the free states are the real slave states because property gets prioritized. They'd claim Douglas won the Lincoln debates while Johnny Reb is who they emulate. They'll claim former slaves disprove the chattel as the strong chains of liberty resonate. Tokens got to fire guns while in battle. They didn't have time for liberal prattle.
They're listed as the best places to live. You won't hear that from the conservative, talking like they're all driven to chaos. The garbage the right will give is massive. Everything they touch becomes an anus, so Democrats work to make it famous, but you can't clean a Republican mess. Crime is down. The left made it less heinous. Republicans refuse to acquiesce. They lack introspection. They can't confess. Though Democrats are Republican light, the right sees progress as an SOS. It's called the right, but it never is right, because it thinks facts are too recondite. About to garner that small dick energy. Your dispensation's in more jeopardy. If you want to keep up your battle flag, then you better maintain its memory. All of your crass idols are a side gag, where you take your L as a right to brag, and the left shows that it's dripping with blood, while your finger you wag. It's such a drag as you nag when statues crash with a thud. You're claiming everything's dragged through the mud. You're erasing history, you will shout, then your revisionism starts to bud. You watch, helpless, as your lip starts to pout, and the left schools you on what it's about.